Wubcake!
Hey there everyone! Since it's the season of Halloween, I wanted to talk about a spooky video game called Sense, a cyberpunk ghost story. A nice little search and find experience, which had a bit of controversy over the main character's design, but, you know, what video game doesn't have its critics? So as the game opens up, we play as a woman named May, who goes downtown for a date. As she's waiting, her vision starts to become blurry. She goes into the bathroom to check on her cybernetic eyes, which she believes is malfunctioning. After taking a wrong turn, she ends up in an older part of the building that once was an apartment complex from the 1980s. Doesn't take her long to realize that the place is haunted with the families of the tenants that used to live there. So, the point of the game is to defeat the spirits of the building by either using a sword you find that severs their connection to this world, or by taking their possessions to altars and performing a prayer. And some of the ghosts can get quite terrifying. This one floor has a doctor with a drill, and you think, oh, I can just exit the room to avoid him, but no, he will follow you into the hallway and run after you. This was a really scary moment, but also kind of cool. Now, of course, you can be killed by the ghost, but it can also happen if you do the wrong thing, like walking into a puddle of water that electrified by a wire, or jumping from the building out a hole in the wall. Those are no-brainers, but there are some where you absolutely wouldn't know something would kill you. Like this one part where you have to search the drain of a sink. Your options are to reach into the sink or check underneath it. I reached in and my hand gets cut up because the garbage disposal was on. But here's the thing, it was completely quiet. No music, no sound effect at all to let me know that the disposal was on, so how was I supposed to know that? There are a few moments like that where I was kind of like, what killed me? So this game does do something that's insanely annoying. It backtracks way too much. Like, for example, you may walk by a dresser on the first floor, and no actions will pop up on the screen that there's an object on that dresser that you need to pick up. But then later on in the story, when you need that object, the game forces you to go back down to the first floor to pick it up and then bring it back up to where you need it. That is just so unnecessary. I'm sorry, but games like Maniac Mansion did it better, where when you encounter an object, you add it to your inventory and use it when the game calls for you to do so. It does not let you pick it up until later. So much time walking around the building could have been saved had they just given May the ability to store every item at any given time. On top of that, there is something that is revealed that does kind of break the game in my opinion. Okay, so I'm gonna throw a spoiler warning up because I'm about to go into some story elements that happen at the end, so if you plan on playing this game for yourself and don't want some things ruined for you, click away right now. Okay, we good? Let's proceed. So, throughout the entire game, I was under the impression that May could see ghosts because her cybernetic eyes were malfunctioning. And you know, that makes sense, right? When you encounter a ghost, it usually has some glitchy static around it implying that this is what May is seeing. After all, the ghosts only start to appear when May goes into the bathroom to check to see if her eyes are working properly after her vision turns fuzzy. However, when you beat the game, a new story is unlocked where you play as this new girl who goes into the woods at night. After a brief adventure, it is revealed that this is May's mother, or grandmother. Not really sure, but a spirit gives her a power that she and her firstborn daughters of her bloodline will be able to see ghosts. See what I'm getting at here, right? This game didn't need to have anything to do with the cyberpunk aesthetic at all. I mean, at first when you play it, it makes sense. May is seeing ghosts because her cybernetic eyes are malfunctioning, but after learning the truth at the end, it didn't matter if she had artificial eyes or not. Because of her family curse, she would have been able to see ghosts anyway. So what was even the point setting this in the cyberpunk world if nothing is going to be used from it? This could have taken place in the present day, and none of the story would have changed. Just seems like a missed opportunity. I think that would have been a great story idea if a girl with malfunctioning eyes could see ghosts. I would have totally been behind that idea. But because of the ending, it's all pointless. You barely even see the cyberpunk world in this game. There's the part at the beginning when May walks to the nightclub. There's a part at the end where you control May's sister, and there's a brief look at the city when May is walking on a balcony. That's it. 95% of the game takes place inside the dilapidated apartment from the 1980s. Problem is, if you're going to put Cyberpunk into the title of the game, then you better follow through with it because people are going to be expecting more than 5% of the game to fit that theme. I feel like it would have been better if they just dropped that part of the title and just called it Sense, a ghost story. That at least would have been more accurate. So with that all being said, yes, there are a few things in this game that I have a problem with, but ultimately, I will admit that I did have fun playing it. Could some things have been better? Absolutely, but looking at it for what it is, it's okay. Not the best when it comes to the genre, but I give it C, maybe C+.